Hello and welcome to another Product Spotlight. My name is John and today we're looking at an O-scale General Electric U30C locomotive. This comes from Atlas. It's in their Premier Locomotive line. I think that's the stuff that they purchased from MTH a while back. And the MSRP listed on the Atlas website for this model is $679.95. Now, this is MSRP, so chances are if you shop around, you can find it for less. The model comes packed with the user's manual. These are additional electrical pickups for 3-rail operation, traction tires, and the snowplow. I think this is an interesting model because it can be operated either on 2-rail or 3-rail layouts. And those little pickups I just showed you a second ago have to be installed if you want to operate it on a 3-rail layout. But as it comes out of the box, it can be operated on a 2-rail layout. You just have to tweak some settings that are actually analog settings on the model itself, which I'll show you later. So anyway, let's get started. The paint and markings on this model are really well done. I especially like that R logo over here. The separation lines between the white and blue and the black and blue, where applicable, are all really crisp and clean. This is photo etched, great detail. All the intakes and stuff you see on the side of the model is all separately applied photo etched metal, and you can actually see into it if you look. You can see down here around the fuel tank area that there's some additional details added and some detail picked out with the red paint. There's the sight for the fuel level. There's the bell over here underneath. And then, of course, your air reservoirs. Looking at the detail around the cab, you can see it has these little mirrors and wind deflectors or whatever these guys are. I think they're mirrors, actually. And they can actually be positioned. You see how this is moving? Comes with the sunshade, which is pretty cool. I mean, this is O-scale, so it kind of has to come with all these details because everything's bigger, right? So the brake wheel obviously is separately applied, and there are separately applied grabs everywhere you look. Anywhere there's a grab, it's separately applied. And then, of course, the windshield wipers are also separately applied. There's hose detail down at the bottom here and an uncoupling lever. Anytime you have something that's in O-scale like this, you have to really have all this stuff or else it'll look funny. There's chain detail here, which is actual chain. It's like a metal piece of chain. And the drop step actually operates, which is pretty cool. From this angle, you can see that chain a little better, I think. And like I was showing you, the drop step moves. Something I'm looking at on this model is this door looks like it should open and close. I did not force it, but it definitely looks to be a separately applied part with hinges. So I'll be checking that out later. Something you might be able to see from this angle is that the deck has diamond plate tread, which is pretty cool. And then also from this angle, you can see it has additional hose detail here. And yeah, there's a lot of detail in this model. Once again, O-scale kind of has to have it because it's so big. And also, I'm going to mention from this angle, you can see some additional detail in the truck back here. We're looking at the fireman side now. And if you look, you can see that there's actually a fireman in there, or a conductor, but there's a little crew figure in there. And there's one on the other side too. That's the engineer, presumably. And the cab interior looks to be a fully decorated cab interior. It has a cab light and a bunch of other lights. We'll look at some of the lighting later. But I do want to mention that there's some additional detail here in the truck. And you can see when I tip it up, because the light hits it differently, you can see the detail in the trucks. Here's a look at the rear of the model. I don't think there are any big surprises here. It's all separately applied grab detail. Another working drop step. There's more chain detail here over the drop step. There's an uncoupling lever and hose detail. Here's one last look at the rear of the model, and I'll point out the additional hose detail here. And then it looks like some kind of an MU connection here, or a receptacle. That's kind of cool. Here's a look at the detail on the roof of the model, and you'll notice these are photo etched metal grates back here in this radiator fan area. This actually is a hollowed out exhaust because this model has a smoke unit. That's right, it does smoke. Spoiler alert, we're not going to look at the smoke because I don't feel like choking today, and I would never run with smoke. That's a personal decision. If you like smoke, just know it has a smoke unit. Also, the horn casting up here is a separately applied piece, and it has a firecracker antenna here. One interesting thing, and this is unusual for me because I usually do not look at O-scale models, but the radiator fan cover comes off. It's held on by a couple of magnets, and it comes off because there are controls here. And depending whether you're going to run this on 2-rail or 3-rail operation, you need to flip these switches, and then these little pots here will turn the volume up or down, and it will increase or decrease the level of smoke coming out of the smoke unit if you have the smoke activated. So this is a very important little control over here. And just know that that's how you access it. It's in the owner's manual. So if you watch this channel on a regular basis, you know that for product spotlights, we never look at the bottom of locomotives because there's usually not much to see there. But in this case, I thought it was important to show you this is where the electrical pickups get installed, and it's all in the owner's manual. But that's what these things are for 3-rail operation. You'd want to put these in there because you have to pick up power off that center rail. And while it's upside down like this, I will point out, look how big that speaker is. And it's really loud. You'll see here in just a minute. So now let's run the model. I've actually turned the sound down a bit because it was deafening. I'm not even kidding. It's really loud even now, even after I've turned it down. I only have about 3 feet of O-scale track, and it's so big, that's as far as I can move it on this track. I also can't go too fast because I'll run out of space. Okay, so like I said, I can't run it very far, so you're only going to get to see the slow speed capabilities. Now I'm going to turn the sound off.
How did you run? You ran great, thanks.
She ran great, thanks.
Take care. See you soon.
All right, now I've turned the sound off. We're going to listen to the motors. And I say motors because it actually has 2 motors in it. All right, now we'll take a look at the lights on this model. The headlight is directional, and it's operated with your light function on DCC. That's your F0 key. And then F5 turns on a bunch of other lights. That includes the marker lights, which are green on the front there, a cab light, which shows you the detailed interior, which is pretty cool, by the way, and the number boards. Keep in mind, as I'm showing you these functions and you're seeing how the model operates, I'm running it on DCC. It can also operate on something called DCS or straight power, like if you're running it as a 3-rail engine. You can also run on straight power as a 2-rail engine. So the features and functions are a little different for all those different modes of operation. What you're seeing here is for DCC. That's what I'm familiar with, and that's what I would use it as, so that's how I'm showing it. If you're a 3-railer or a DCS operator, just read through the instructions and it'll tell you everything you need to know. Here's a look at the rear of the model. As you can see, the marker lights on the back are red, which is pretty cool. And of course, the number boards light up because F5 is still active. And when I put the model in reverse, you'll see that the rear headlight comes on. Now, something else worth noting is that this model is equipped with built-in capacitor circuits, so that will help it negotiate dirty track, and it also lets the lights stay on and not flicker if you're going over dirty track. Something to keep in mind with this product spotlight is that I don't know everything about DCS and 3-rail operation. All I'm able to do is show you how I would operate it in DCC, because that's what I know. And things like the smoke unit, I'm not showing you that. It has smoke and it's adjustable too. And when I was getting it set up for the spotlight, I turned the smoke up and down and I could feel the fan pushing air out the smokestack. So that's something that if you like, know that it has it and know that I intentionally did not show it here. And so anyway, I think Atlas has done a pretty good job with this model. And one of the first things I noticed when I pulled it out of the box is how heavy it is. This thing is hefty. I didn't weigh it, but it must weigh 5 or 10 pounds. It's really heavy. Now, granted, I'm normally used to handling HO scale and N scale stuff. I do have a garden scale locomotive, so that's also kind of heavy, but just O scale has a heft to it and I guess, volume to it or a weight to it that makes it sound and behave a lot like full-size trains. And I'm talking about things like noises on the track going over diamonds or over jointed rail or whatever. There's this clickety-clack sound that's very satisfying to hear. Metal wheels rolling on metal track with weight. There's a rumbling that comes with that. And then, of course, you have when you pull the slack out of a long train, O-scale stuff makes all those noises. So it's a very satisfying scale to view or operate. And so this is a really cool model, I think. And I'm really glad that I had a chance to show it off here. I think that it sort of demonstrates how cool O-scale can be. Just, everything's bigger, so it's more detailed. The separately applied stuff looks like it's to scale. Whereas in some cases on the smaller scales, your separately applied grabs, for example, are a bit oversized scale-wise. That's not really the case with O-scale stuff. So good job, Atlas. I'll see you all next time.